I'm using a half of a chicken. So I've got red peppers, I've got green peppers, I've got onions. Kept that covered up because I was crying. I'm going to add some pineapple because the chicken is fermenting in a mixture of soy sauce and pineapple juice overnight. So I'm going to add some pineapple for flavor. We're going to add some tomato sauce later. And I've got black olives, but it calls for green olives. So let me get some green olives out of my groovy little refrigerator. So I got green olives, garlic. I don't like to go through all the work of cutting up the garlic and everything. When you got a little jar, you just buy. Okay. So, first thing I got to do is I got to put some oil in a pan. I think I got some canola oil here. Heat that up. It's a little too much, it's okay. So, first thing I'm going to do is saute my carrots and potatoes. Saute these carrots. Ooh. No potatoes yet, just carrots. Kind of get them in there, caramelized. Okay, some of my potatoes have escaped inside there. I'm cutting these carrots up. Cut up some mushrooms. Normally I have a wife floating around the kitchen and it's a very small kitchen and we're trying to every time I go for the door she's there, every time I go for the zinc she's there. Probably says the same thing about me, but now I'm going to add some potatoes. You know, I feel like that's a lot of potatoes. So, that one, that one, you know, this one, I don't like that one. Still feel like too many potatoes. I mean, we have rice. Hey, why do you have potatoes and rice? I don't know. So, that potato looks too big. Potato, you're gone. Sometimes a potato is a turtle, but it just depends on which YouTube show you're watching. Alright, these are going, but you know, I really want to add some mushrooms. So, I'm going to take out some mushrooms. Mushrooms. J&M mushrooms are the best mushrooms. And they're also made here locally. When they make them, they grow them. But then somebody has to pick them and, you know, how it goes. Take my mushrooms and wash them. Washing of the mushrooms. And then washing. You have to take my word for it because I can't move the camera. But I'm washing them. Okay, so washing them. Gonna get a little bitty knife. That's a little bitty knife. And now I'm going to cut the pieces of the stems off. And I'm going to quarter them, I think. The potatoes and carrots are saying, wait a minute, this is not supposed to have mushrooms. And all I can think of is, maybe in the Philippines, mushrooms just aren't as easy to get as they are here. Especially in Miami, Oklahoma, which is really pronounced Miami because, well, I don't know. The translators back in the day, when the Indians said, oh, it's Miami, and they said, oh, how do you spell that? With an I? And they said, I. Who the hell are you? But translators got to say what's what. So am I adding too many mushrooms? Most people, chefs would say, yes you are. But me, I think can you really have too many mushrooms? You know, they're not the good kind. It's not like we're going to have hallucinations after we eat. As far as you know. Okay. Okay. Now I can see that we need a little wine for this. I mean, you wouldn't know that unless you were a famous chef like me, but I think we need a little wine. So I will come here and I will look for a little wine. But not for this. Just cook. I like the wine. You know how to make Mogan David wine? You just kick them in the shins really hard. That joke didn't used to be shin, but I didn't want to. I cleaned it up. Yeah. So here we go. I'm going to put in some peppers. I'm going to put in the other peppers. Makes it pretty colorful, don't you think? Yeah, it's pretty. Now, it's only me and my wife that live here, eat here, but, you know, well, you don't know, but if you did, you would know that. Okay, so it's cooked enough. I will put it in, these are olives. You're probably thinking, olives, that's kind of weird. And it is weird, but they do add to the taste so freaking much. I can't tell you how much this olive just gives everything a different crazy taste. And now I'm putting some pineapple. There is a trash can here. I'm not just throwing random things on the floor. Okay. I made a cassava cake in my very first video. And after watching it, it looked so boring. I had to make it go fast forward. Which for me is kind of redundant because I'm like a fast forward kind of person. Alright, so now we're going to take this off. Where am I going to put it? Let me something. Put it right there. We'll put it in this. It'll be like magic. But look how pretty that is, isn't it? It's so colorful. Alright, yeah, potatoes are ready. Okay. So I'm turning that off for now. And I'm going to, that's really pretty. Of course, I'm weak. And drop things on the floor all the time. But it's okay because my wife's not here to see. Okay, so now what I do is I try to get this in here. Okay. Make it a mess. You can do it. You can do it. Yay. Okay. Now the problem is some of the oil made it through because I'm not really good at what I'm doing. Okay. Put that oil back in there. It's for the chicken. You know you need it. Okay. Okay, you go back in. Oh, it's so heavy. Alright. Now what we're going to do, turn this back on, this big bad boy. I said turn it on. Okay. Alright. This is the chicken. I think I said fermenting earlier, but what I meant was, what did I mean? Not fermenting. But, you know, when you mix it with stuff and you leave it overnight, whatever that means. I'll put it up. If you have any comments, just put it down below. Comments are fun. You say, man, you don't really know what you're doing, and I would just agree with you. Okay, so what we're going to put in here are my onions. Ooh, goody goody. And some garlic. I like garlic. Do you like garlic? Oh, look at the garlic. Maybe I need more. I don't know. Okay. It calls for a bunch of this. I don't know about that, but so what I'm doing is I'm cleaning. What we learn in cook school is clean as you go. I did go to cook school too, by the way. I'm going to try to tell. So we're doing that too, because we're making a filtered dish. It makes it a little harder to eat, but sometimes that's better. Stealing an olive, it's okay. Watch, I can steal a potato, and I can make it disappear. Whoa! Okay, that's good. Everything's cooked the right amount. So even if it looks like you don't know what you're doing, and you do know what you're doing, it still cooks out good. Now, at some point, tomato sauce will go in, but not in a hurry, because this chicken's got to cook, and you know chicken is got to cook. The daycare center in Clearwater, Florida. I left Orlando to do that. And in Clearwater, Florida, anyways, I did a lot of things. In Clearwater, I was a stand-up comedian. I was, what else did I do? Oh, I worked for K-Pop Tree and Restaurant. They looked at my resume and wanted to hire me into management, but I was trying to open a daycare center, so I said, no, I've got other things I'm doing, but I'll run your dining rooms for you. So I was like the dining room guy. I put people in their positions, who's going to wait on what tables and stuff like that. I think out of the 140 or 160 waiters and waitresses, there was 30 guys, and 6 of those guys were not gay. But everybody was fun. They were all having a good time. I could tell you lots of stories. It was all fun. So I did that until I decided that I needed a start. I was getting too relaxed in that job. I couldn't open my daycare center for a bunch of reasons. And so I went back to New York and enlisted in the military. So after 23 years in the military, I got out, worked for a city, and after 10 years in the city, I retired, and now I'm doing nothing at all. Cooking things, traveling. We travel a lot. Now, one of the things it said to add was cheese, and I'm not adding any cheese because I didn't grate it up beforehand. So we're going to make it without cheese because I've never really noticed cheese in this before. I mean, but when you look at the recipes, it always calls for cheese. Okay. What I did do is I added a little brown sugar because it calls for that, and it helps caramelize everything together here. So in this one, I've got the soy sauce, or not soy sauce. I got the marination. That's the word. I marinated the chicken, and it's this is the marinated chicken and pineapple juice. And I dumped everything out. Just the chicken went in, and then it was with the onions and the garlic, and So now, as this gets done, the chicken's about done. You can tell it cuts so easy with a wooden fork. Okay, this one's not cutting good. But there's no cheese. So I've added a couple things, but what I didn't do is put the cheese in, and I didn't put the liver spread in. Have to be better prepared next time. Alright, so I don't know if you see that, so nice and brown and everything. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add two things. I'm going to add all of this vegetables. Come on, carrots. Get down, get down. Okay. And you don't have to cook it too long now because the vegetables are already done. Just mix it all together, and we're going to add the sauce. If I can find it. Oh, here it is. Now, again, it's just the two of us, but every time we cook something, we always make it for like 20 of us, and then we freeze parts of it and use it in, you know, we put it in little dishes and freeze them, and then whenever we need a meal, we just thaw it out and have it. A little bit of water. Why do you want? I don't need water. So this is what it should look like. As you can see, it's very good. You put it on rice. So I still feel like I've got too many potatoes because we have rice, but that's what the recipe calls for. This is Caldereta.
What?
Isn't it Caldereta?
Caldereta.
Caldereta. Sorry. Put an O where it should have been an A.
What's that?
What? Hey, look at that. I seen you guys make spaghetti over there, so I don't want to hear nothing. Hot dogs and spaghetti. What? All right, so we got that. Now, honey, hold this.
Yeah.
Like this, so
Oh.
you can see this, because I'm going to put this. Whoa, it's so heavy. Okay.
Looking good, Mister.
She's only saying that because the camera's on.
You're always right. But I did not taste it yet.
Well, you know it's good.
Well, looking good.
So, this is Caldereta.
Chicken.
Chicken Caldereta, because you can make it with everything.
Beef.
I actually prefer it with beef, but when me and the kids were growing up and Glory would make this, we would call it the orange chicken, or the red chicken, because of the color, I guess. Okay, so put this on our rice. Gotta have rice. See, doesn't that look like too much potato?
The potato is done.
Yeah, everything's done, of course. You think I'm a rookie? Don't answer that. All right, now that's a meal.